Welcome everyone. In this SOLIDWORKS simulation users primer for 3D experience, we will be looking at the analysis of a crank assembly in both SOLIDWORKS and 3D experience. So far we've covered geometry and FEM related aspects. Here we will look at organising the analysis, concepts including the physics simulation, analysis case and procedures. So let's get started. In SOLIDWORKS, the starting point for any analysis is the study. This defines what type of analysis will be done, and everything then fits within that study. So, if we create a new study, the first choice we make is what type of analysis procedure this will be. Since it is highly likely that nonlinear analysis would be the reason to consider moving to 3D experience, we will choose a nonlinear study here. Then we need to choose between static and dynamic. Here we will use the default static. Then we can OK this. We can right click on the nonlinear study and choose properties. This then brings up a dialog with the various settings for this nonlinear static procedure. Start and end time of the static step, increment settings including whether the solver will automatically determine the next increment size, some options for nonlinear geometric effects. The nice aspect of this is that it provides a simple setup for any particular type of analysis by providing a predefined organisation of that analysis. The downside of this though is that you don't have the freedom to change that predefined organisation in order to solve the specific problem you have. As an example, let's consider this bolted joint arrangement. Note, this example comes from the training course SOLIDWORKS Primer for 3D Experience. Here we have a simple assembly of a bar with an eye bolt that is attached via 2 bolts to a base plate. In this particular analysis, the bolt closest to the edge is tightened first, then the inside bolt is tightened. Then there is an external load applied to the eye bolt at the other end of the bar. This can't be done in a SOLIDWORKS study because there is only a single step. This works great for ease of setup, but here we need different steps for each stage of the loading. Some loads can have time-based loading curves, so that could be an option, but bolt preloading can't be used with this time-based loading curve approach. As you may be expect now, 3D experience breaks all of these concepts down. This can be daunting as there are now more options and more combinations of options, but by not having a predefined requirement, this allows you to create the analysis you need rather than trying to fit the analysis into the existing setup. The main concept in 3D experience for analysis is the physics simulation. To create this, we can select our top level assembly, then go to the compass and use the scenario creation app. Typically, you would only have a single scenario creation app, structural or mechanical. Here I have both as I have multiple roles. For the analysis we are going to do, which is the simple nonlinear static analysis, pushing the handle against a restrained pulley, we only need structural scenario creation. If you have mechanical scenario creation, you will just see additional options to those shown here, but you will have all the options shown as structural is a subset of mechanical. When this app launches, it will need to be in a physics simulation. At the moment there is only the geometry, so a prompt dialog comes up to allow us to name this new physics simulation we will create. Now we can see we have another tab for this app. Within this feature tree there are model and scenario branches. Because we had the top level assembly selected when we launched this app, the model branch is already populated with that geometry. For the scenario setup there is an initialization dialog. The simulation title is already filled in with the name we assigned previously. Then we have the analysis type. This is basically the type of physics we wish to analyze for. Here we're doing a structure analysis, so we will choose that. Then there is a field for the analysis case name. An analysis case is a specific analysis job within the physics simulation. Here we will call this push arm FEM contact. Finally, there is a drop down to select an existing FEM. We will choose the manually created FEM as that has contact defined at the FEM level. An icon to the right will allow you to create a new FEM using some automated routines. This is commonly used if you go straight into the physics simulation from the geometry, which is an option on the simulation tab of the action bar in the SOLIDWORKS 3D Experience task pane. OK then populates the analysis case branch within the scenario, and now we can also see a results branch which will contain features relevant to post-processing this analysis case. They are not directly equivalent, but you can think of the physics simulation as being sort of similar to the SOLIDWORKS assembly. In SOLIDWORKS, this then contains the various studies you would do. So there may be several nonlinear studies and several static studies, etc. They are all accessible from the SOLIDWORKS assembly. In this analogy, the analysis cases are then equivalent to the actual studies. For each analysis case, you choose the FEM to be associated with that. As we will see later, we can have multiple analysis cases, similar to having multiple studies. Within the Procedures tab are the various types of analysis steps which can be done. With Structural Scenario Creation app, these are Static Step, Static RIC Step, Quasi-Static Step, Implicit Dynamic Step, Static Perturbation, Buckle Step, and Frequency Step. Harmonic Response and Modal Dynamic are initially grayed out, as they depend on having an initial frequency step to create the modes that they will use. In general, these steps are equivalent to the studies in SOLIDWORKS. Frequency steps both determine natural frequencies and mode shapes, buckling determines the linear buckling load for a structure, etc. However, there are a couple of things to note. Static in SOLIDWORKS means a linear static analysis. It can be edited to have large displacement calculations, but by default this is linear statics. 3D Experience can be thought of as nonlinear by default, so a static step is a nonlinear static analysis. If we wish to do a linear static analysis, then you would choose the static perturbation step. So called because in a nonlinear sequence, linear analysis steps are perturbations of the nonlinear state. The end of a linear step is the same as the beginning of that step, while in a nonlinear step, the end state is different to the starting state. The SOLIDWORKS study nonlinear dynamic is the same as the implicit dynamic step in 3D Experience. Here we will just use the nonlinear capable static step. We will name the first step Low Level Load 500 pounds force. In a static analysis, time has no physical meaning. Often this just becomes a counter for which step the solution is doing, but we can also set this counter to something informative about the step. So here we will set the step time to 500 seconds, then the initial and maximum increments to 100 seconds. In this way, if a problem arises during the analysis, we will know roughly what load levels started causing problems. By having initial and maximum at 100 seconds, we will have at least 5 increments through this step. The automatic time stepping could reduce the increment size, thus giving more increments, but as a minimum we will have 5 increments to post-process. Now that we have created a procedure, we can see several features have been created. There is a global element type assignment, which for this tetrahedral solid-based nonlinear capable static analysis is set to C3D10HS elements. This is an abacus terminology for the element type, which will be used during the analysis. The drop-down shows other elements types which could be used for this element shape and solver. The specific differences between these different element types are beyond the scope of this primer. Here we will leave this C3D10HS, as this is a general purpose quadratic tetrahedron with improved surface stress visualization. In addition, there have been some default output requests created. One for global virtual bolt data, which we aren't using here, so we'll ignore. Output 1 is pre-selected data for every increment for the whole model. This is the data which is typically used for contour plots and is referred to as field data. This ensures we'll be able to post-process the most common types of output without needing to explicitly request those outputs. We could edit this to add extra options, change the frequency, etc. But again, here we will just accept the defaults. Output 2 is similar, being pre-selected data for the whole model, but this time it isn't field data, it is history data. History data is typically used for XY plots. So usually is either a specific node, for instance to see what the deflection is during the analysis, or is data about the entire analysis, such as the various energy totals pre-selected here. Then we will create an additional static step, this time called high load level, 1000 pound force. Again, the actual time value is not physically meaningful, so we will continue to use the load level as a quick indicator of how far the analysis is. Since we've already applied 500 seconds in the previous step, this step time will be 500 seconds to give a total of 1000 seconds. We will keep the same increments of 100 seconds for initial and maximum, so this time there will be at least 5 increments to post-process. To summarize, here we haven't actually created a simulation. The point of this was to show the framework within which the simulation sits. The step provides the specific type of simulation being done. This is similar to what a specific study type will be, with the exception that in 3D experience there can be multiple steps in a sequence. Analysis cases are the job that holds the various steps defined. This is most equivalent to the study. The physics simulation is then the object that holds the analysis cases. This concept doesn't have an exact equivalent in SOLIDWORKS, but is similar to the way that a single assembly can then have multiple studies associated, except that in 3D experience the physics simulation also holds a link to the geometry. Thank you for your attention.